On today's video, we're going to go over gun ownership, Christmas, and my all-time favorite outdoorsman. Hey there outdoor YouTubers, Dave Knetter from Knetter's Practical Outdoors. Well, the 2016 Michigan firearm deer season is over. We were out at the camp last weekend. We closed it all up, got it ready for winter. Brought the stuff that we wanted to bring home from camp, got it all home. And I was going through this tin. I like to keep my dry food items in this tin, and I was kind of unpacking it. It kind of reminded me of a few things that I thought I might share with you. But first of all, what I do with this tin is I keep dry food in it. You know, I keep tea bags in here, I keep instant oatmeal, I keep candy bars. You know, anything that a mouse could open up, I like to keep in big tins like this for obvious reasons. Then the mice can't get to them. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, right? You know, you guys have all seen that Christmas special, I'm sure, many times. And, you know, with deer season winding down, that's also kind of a sign that, hey, Christmas is around the corner, right? We're going to be celebrating the birth of Jesus here pretty soon. And, I know it's also a time for giving and getting presents, spending time with family, all that sort of good stuff. And, I don't know if any of you guys out there are probably looking to get some kind of outdoor stuff for Christmas. You're probably looking at giving some outdoor stuff for Christmas. I know a lot of you outdoor YouTubers are probably, maybe excited about giving or getting a new fishing rod, maybe a new power auger, that sort of stuff. But, for any of you guys that are wondering, what you would like to get a loved one for Christmas, I can tell you right now, studies have shown there has never been a documented case of anybody being disappointed when they got a gun for Christmas. I mean, that is a literal study. Nobody's ever been disappointed to get a gun for Christmas. So, just kind of keep that in mind. And with that kind of brings me full circle to what I was talking about earlier in the video. My favorite outdoorsman of all time, my favorite woodsman of all time, and that's Yukon Cornelius. You guys remember Yukon Cornelius, right? He was that silver and gold prospector from the Christmas special, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. The first reason that I consider Yukon Cornelius to be like one of the best outdoorsmen, woodsmen ever is that, and you outdoor YouTubers, I'm sure you know this, you just don't mess with guys with big red beards, because they are all just nasty tough, right? So that's, it's good to be tough, if you're going to be a woodsman. And, the second reason that I think Yukon Cornelius is one of the best woodsmen ever is he just has crazy woodsman skills, You guys remember that scene where Yukon, Hermie, that little dentist elf, and Rudolph, they were all cornered by that abominable snow monster? And Yukon, he just whips out his pickaxe and pick, and boom, they're just floating safely away on an iceberg, unharmed. That's impressive stuff, no doubt about it. But what really impressed me? When Yukon, Hermie, and Rudolph were kind of cornered by that snow monster, is, Yukon could have just shot the snow monster, Yukon carries a firearm. He could have just shot him, killed him, and been done with it all. But Yukon also, he knows it's nothing personal, right? Snow monsters, they gotta eat. Snow monsters just out there trying to get a meal. It's nothing personal. So Yukon, was like, hey, we can just get out of here, we can flee this situation, and nobody's gotta get hurt, so that's what we're gonna do. You guys remember later on in the show, that scene where Rudolph's mom and dad, and Rudolph's girlfriend Clarice, they were all abducted up in that snow monster's cave. And just as that snow monster is getting ready to help himself to a nice venison dinner, along comes Hermie and Yukon Cornelius, right? And again, Yukon could have just pulled out his pistol and just shot that snow monster dead right then and there. But he didn't. They came up with another plan. And you guys remember this plan? You know, if you're not remembering this stuff, you got to watch this again this Christmas, definitely. But anyways, if you remember the plan, they had Hermie outside the cave making like pig noises to like attract that snow monster out. And when the snow monster got out to the entrance of the cave, Yukon Cornelius was on top of the entrance to the cave. He pickaxes out this big hunk of ice. It lands on the snow monster's head and knocks him out. You know, genius, right? And you know, and it did. At that point, it did go a little sideways for me. If you remember, you know, Hermie was kind of that dentist wannabe elf. And, you know, at that point, then he went ahead and he pulled all the teeth out of the snow monster. Which, you know, that was a little weird to me, but, you know, whatever. And, you know, another kind of weird thing about that Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer special. Do you remember when, like, Yukon, Hermie, and Rudolph, they all kind of stumbled onto this island of misfit toys? And, you know, they're getting ready to leave, and they're talking to that King Moonracer. You know, that flying lion that's all like in charge of the island of misfit toys. And they're talking with him as they're leaving. And he's like, if you guys ever return to Christmas Town, tell Santa about our misfit toys. He'll be able to find homes for them. And it's like, you know, really? I mean, you're a flying lion? You never thought to just like fly over to Christmas Town yourself and talk to Santa? You know, they kind of made it sound like this King Moonracer goes flying around the world every night, you know, looking for homes for these misfit toys. And it just never really crossed his mind to maybe check with Santa over in Christmas Town until, like, some people from Christmas Town just stumble onto his island and say, oh, yeah, hey, yeah, maybe you could talk to Santa for me. You know, I thought that was a little weird. You know, I mean, it's the North Pole. You'd think, like, just by proxy, that King Moonracer would be over to Christmas Town every once in a while, borrowing a cup of sugar, or you know, borrowing a snowblower, you know, something like that. So yeah, that was kind of a weird part to me. Anyways, you know, back to Yukon Cornelius. You know, even though Yukon Cornelius has shown excellent judgment when it comes to gun ownership, comes to carrying a gun, all that sort of stuff, modern day Yukon Cornelius no longer has a gun. Yeah, it's true. When you're out Christmas shopping, check it out for yourself. There's all kinds of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer toys, figurines, you know, that sort of thing. All kinds of that stuff is being sold to this day. And the modern day Yukon Cornelius no longer has a gun. You know, if you find some vintage toys, of course, he still may be carrying a gun. Like this tin, you know, these are vintage scenes from the Christmas special, so he does have his gun with this tin. But, you know, like I say, modern day Yukon Cornelius, they took away his gun. And I do not think that was a good idea at all. Mostly because, you know, I mean, you guys remember that Hermie, you know, that dentist wannabe elf? You know, he yanked out the snow monster's teeth. Well, I'm sure he's anxious to take his first crack at, you know, getting that snow monster set up with a set of dentures, right? And as soon as that snow monster gets those dentures, he's going to be done putting stars on the top of Christmas trees. I'm sure of it. He's going to be right back on that elf venison diet that he used to be on. And then, you know, whoever took away Yukon Cornelius's gun is going to wish that they hadn't, because, you know, you're going to wish that somebody, a responsible gun owner like Yukon, was there to keep the peace and keep things in check. You know, so bad idea taking away Yukon's gun. I don't know. Maybe Donald Trump can get his gun back. Who knows, right? Anyways, hey guys, remember this: hunt, fish, laugh, repeat. This is Dave Knetter from Knetter's Practical Outdoors. Merry Christmas and God bless.